What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are starting our Sunday here at the Higgins headquarters. Now, before we get started with today's work, I kind of want to talk about my max pitting rod suspension real quick. I've been driving this car a lot more, the all-wheel drive CRX, which is currently front-wheel drive, but it has the max pitting SP1 coilovers in it, and I've been driving it a lot more. I've been really feeling it out, and I must say it rides really nice. Now the front is only half click between soft and hard, and the rear is completely hardened out, and the back is really stiff. Now for drag racing, I think it's going to be very suitable because it doesn't really bounce at all. But I don't know, I guess I'm so used to it, but you can always soften it up to give a better like comfortable ride. But the front being a half point between soft and hard does have a little bit of a little bounce to it, but not a lot. It's just enough, you know, when you hit a bump that you can feel it. It's enough that you can feel it. So would I buy it again? Max pitting rod, SP1 coilovers? Definitely would. I might even get another set coming up here real soon because of the new card. I'm gonna pick it up soon. So today we are back here at the Higgins headquarters, guys, and he's got his car pushed out. Hey, did you do the tie rods and stuff?
I haven't done the tie rod yet because I'm going to be putting new.
But you pulled the old one out.
Yeah, I pulled the new old
okay.
one out. I'm going to get, I got the brand new ones, all of them. I just need to do brand new wheel bearings.
Oh, you're going to do wheel bearings too?
Yeah, because look at this.
What up, Fred?
What's up?
What's happening? Where is it at? Oh, you pulled the whole thing out already.
Yeah, because look at this.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's a lot of play.
Yeah, and then
yeah.
Look at this.
Oh yeah, I would change that out
so
too.
I'm going to swap all that out.
Okay.
And put brand new upper arms.
Gotcha. So obviously this car is completely out of commission now. Let's recap real quick. Higgins bought this car because it was a crazy deal, and he always wanted another 89 SI hatch to I guess restore back to OE spec so he can drive and enjoy and have all of the comfort of a regular daily driver. So he bought this car with the intentions of restoring it and literally just restoring everything. It had DC header, C1 cam DC header, and it's for sale?
Yeah, actually, it just got sold already.
Oh, did you?
This morning, yeah.
He sold it,
within
but
like 20 minutes it got sold. I think almost 8 people messaged me within like 20 minutes.
yeah, it was clean. It was a nice header.
Yeah.
But he wanted.
They're discontinued already.
Are they?
Yeah, it's so hard to find them.
But I don't remember the last time I ever ran DC headers, to be honest with you, man.
Still can.
Yeah, but he wanted everything to be back to factory spec under the hood. Granted, it does have a D16A JDM. D16A with the MS stamp on it. So I'm not sure if this is like MS JDM motoring.
It is.
Is it? Did he confirm it?
Yeah, he confirmed it. Yeah.
He confirmed it. Awesome. So this is a JDM D16A, which is it's an entire engine, a Y7 or a Y8 in America. I don't know where this engine came from, whether it's EDM, JDM, you know, not USDM, but like it's an OBD2 engine because the oil dipstick is off the oil pump down low. I thought this was a mini VTEC at first, but it's not. So eventually he's going to be swapping this engine out to a D16A6, the original motor that's supposed to be in this car. The good thing is whoever swapped this in, they kept it all original with the intake manifold. It's still all OBD0, so a lot of this stuff would switch over to the A6 when he gets one. But he swapped the header, got it back to stock. I might have a shield for you too, the stock shield.
I do actually have it.
You got that too?
Here.
It's somewhere. He's converting it all back to stock. So from the last video you guys saw, I believe we went to the junkyard and we yanked out the bucket, which is this right here. And in the meantime, between days, because I believe the last video you guys saw on the channel was me doing some body work on the new CRX. So Higgins got to work. He started drilling out pretty much all of the frame rail that was attached here because we cut literally the entire thing from the junkyard. He got it all stripped out, got the pieces that we need, and what we're going to be doing today is we're going to see how bad this is and if we need to change this entire section, which you can still see is attached to the bucket. We're going to see if we can get this piece mocked up on here and have this whole entire thing straightened out again. I don't think it's too bad, but we definitely are missing this bottom section, so that's something that we want back in place. So we're going to figure out a game plan and we're going to execute it today. So Nicky has taken out his carpet, decided to finally just take it out because this thing wasn't working, and it was literally just sitting out in the open for I don't know a couple months, and you know, obviously snow and stuff. drizzled a lot of weather inside of here, and there was some water right here in the carpet. Now, I did show you guys me taking out the CRX carpet, and I believe it's somewhat the same for the hatch, except 9091 has the 2 screws that sits right here, the 2 Torx that holds the plastic trim piece. In this case, it doesn't. It's just plastic clips. Normally, the plastic stays on the carpet, but because this one seems to have been taken out before because of the seat and all the alarm stuff that was underneath there, this is separated from the plastic. So simple enough, pop it off, the little kick panel. This comes off. You take out the back seats. There's a couple clips in the back, which goes right here. And then there's the one that goes in the center, which is this one. Same, identical on the other side. Now, the driver's side has the little plastic for the gas cap and the trunk. You pop that off with a little Phillips screw. He already did that. And then underneath the dashboard, you have a little like little screw-on knob that goes to this the stud right here on the firewall. And then in the center has one as well too. You can see it right there, which is actually right there. That little just came out right there. And then on the driver's side, there's a little footrest. You pop the little plastic off. There's 2 nuts inside, and then you got to take off the latch for the hood. That'll allow you to pull the carpet back like so, and then you got to pop the center console off, obviously, right? And then under the center console itself, under the stereo, you got to remove the 10 mil right here and the bottom bracketry that holds the metal bar that holds the steering column up. That way you can take off this bracket to slide the carpet through without slicing it like a lot of people do. They slice it because they don't want to take all that out. The right way to do it is to remove all this, so that way we can slide all the carpet underneath, and then we can just pop this off. So he's almost done, and he's gonna get it all out. And you're gonna try to clean this today or what?
Well, eventually, you'll probably start working on this.
Eventually, yeah. So we're here to tweak with the radio support. He's working on this, and also you got the sunroof working.
Yeah, definitely got the sunroof working. I actually got the so I had my old switch from my old car,
right?
And the original switch that came with this car didn't work, and I ended up popping it off and I cleaned the friction out. It was good contact.
A lot of dirt and stuff always get kicked in there.
Pretty much sanded it down, and it was plugged it back in. And it was solid.
So no fuse, no motor, or nothing. Just plugged it up, and
yeah, it's good to go.
Yeah, well, you look at that, nice and not cracked.
Yep.
This is working.
Yep.
Hell yeah, brother. This right here is what makes it an SI.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we have our plan of attack, and I'm gonna grab my tools. I brought my tools from home. I'm gonna have Nikki do one part while I do the other. So I'm gonna give him this. I'm gonna need my drill, and we'll come back if we need more. Got my good old Makita. I'm gonna let Nikki grind down all of these spout welds that we drilled out, get it all nice and flat, so that way when the new bulkhead goes on, it sits nice and flush instead of, you know, being propped up because of the height. And while he's doing all of that, I'm gonna be drilling out this outside bracket, this little square piece right here, because it's gonna be hard to try to align this corner to the frame, you know, when you have this giant square piece in the way. So I'd rather just lob this off right now, and then once we get the frame all lined up, we'll weld this back on. I think this will be the last piece to weld back on. And the reason why we're doing that is because, like I mentioned, his car, this whole entire bottom section is gone. Literally gone. So we're replacing that whole entire thing, and let's get down to work. All right, guys, so we're kind of analyzing the frame here real quick and trying to make sure that we're not overcutting. So this obviously came off a hatchback. This is a hatchback, an 89. And I'm using this as my kind of like my guidance of how far to cut in or out. We have the same one over here all smushed up, and I think I'm gonna trim this to fit that. So what I'm gonna do is, this is obviously cut about 2 inches after the hole, right? On this side, I think I'm gonna trim down, I don't know, maybe 1 inch after the hole, or maybe even just right after the hole right here instead of all the way over here, because we need it to overlay. What I want to do is I want it to overlay instead of trying to butt it up the first shot and, you know, potentially undercutting and then not getting this thing to fit right with all the gaps. So what I'm going to do right now is I am going to mark it out from the top as well, kind of measure out distance wise and where to cut to avoid cutting into areas where, you know, we might not have a piece to go to fill it in. So if you look right here, this little tab, that tab is for this little mount for the dryer for the AC system. So as long as I don't reach this, I'm gonna have all these extra part right here to lap over. And again, using this as reference and this as reference. So
sometimes a little too nice.
Before, after.
Yeah.
Noise commence.
The Boys to Men?
Yeah, I listen to Boys Man.
I think you said let the noise commence. Is that what
Then
you
I just
said?
got mixed with Boys to Men.
I listen to Boys Man. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
No, I love Boys to Men.
I'm an idiot, bro. Maybe we should put a battery in it first.
Yeah, it ain't gonna go nowhere, right? I wish that was on the blog.
It is.
Oh, perfect.
So I did a rough cut right here on the chassis itself, right? And I left a lot of meat for the layover. So you can see the red support is kind of chilling on here, and there's a lot of reference points that I can use to kind of give me obviously a reference point. If you look right here, there's a little indentation on the frame, right? And then underneath there's the same exact indentation right there. So that's a good reference point. Obviously the square, if we can line up that square, that's a good reference point. Down low, we got this little tab, like I mentioned earlier, that's a good reference point. We have a good maybe 1.5 inches of metal overlay. So the red actually goes all the way to about right there. And right now I'm just trying to eyeball everything and figure out where I want my cuts. Obviously I'm not gonna have this slant here. I'm gonna straighten it out nice and, you know, flat. I gotta grind all these little spot wells flat down so that way it can sit a little more flush. This outside skeleton needs to be trimmed down as well too because of where's the other piece? Yeah, so this piece right here, I'm gonna have to trim it back a little bit more. You can see the, oh shit. So this piece right here, you can see the little quarter circle right there. Obviously that's gonna line up right there. So I got a lot of room to play. And again, analyze, plan, and execute. Let's figure this out. So you got Fred back there pressing me about PPE, and I'm over here like Mr. Badass. I don't need my PPE. Well, guess what? Wear your PPEs. Wear gloves if you're grinding. Wear gloves if you're working with metal. And wear glasses if you're grinding as well too. Be safe. Yesterday you went to go pick up the front end, right? Yep, yesterday. So yesterday Higgins went to Tracy to pick up a hood, really clean hood from a buddy of his, and he picked up some headlights down low right there. He also picked up a 8889 front bumper with the support and the lamps. The person that gave this to him, donated to him, he went J front. So this definitely is suitable for the car because it is year correct. Now you don't have the filler piece. So the filler piece is the piece that goes between the bumper and the headlight, 8889 spec, because they are specific. And he almost literally entirely have the front end for the car. Now, a quick little update on the bucket. We lined everything up to make sure it lines up. We made sure that all of this stuff right here is going to sit flush, which it is, you can see. And we got 2 bolts holding it down right now, so it's kind of sturdy on there. This all lines up. I gotta tweak this a little bit more. There's a metal piece right there that's kind of preventing the lower section to be flush against the back frame right here. But over here, I tossed the fender on just to kind of see if all the bolt holes are going to line up, which it looks like it is. This right here is obviously the piece that we're adding on, right? It lines up perfectly in the hole of the fender. This one down low is lining up perfectly. The gap between the door is perfect. And the last cut we need to do is the black frame to match it up and butt it up against the red. Now I told Nikki that I'm not going to do this right now because we don't have a welding machine anyways, and when I do have the machine here, we'll measure it 1,000 times, cut it once, and then we'll weld everything up. But if you look, the square is lined up in there perfectly as well too, and I think this should line up great when we get to it. But I'm not sure how much more we're going to get to it tonight, but we're definitely making progress in the right direction. I know you're super stoked because
very stoked.
Yeah, because this is literally what was like wrong with the entire car. So we pretty much cut off the old frame, got the new one from the junkyard, we fitted it up, and the next thing now is to complete weld it up and prep all that for paint. Well, we're not going to paint it right now, but at least prep it up so that way it is ready for paint. But we're going to figure out what else we're going to do tonight, and if we are doing something, we'll keep you guys posted. If not, we'll close this video out. When your work van is broken, use the CRX. So guys, we are back here at the Higgins headquarters, and we're gonna put in a little bit more work on day 2 because I couldn't just leave the video off with us just mocking it up. Today's goal is to weld the bucket in place, and what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to finesse this a little bit more. I do want the entire front end on the car first, like the fender, the hood. I want to make sure everything lines up before I finalize that. But we are waiting on Fred. Fred got some appointment and other things he had to take care of, but he's going to be headed on his way here in just a moment because he's going to be bringing us some spare hinges because these are bent from when the car was in an accident. It shifted everything over, and this was literally bent like that. I bent it back, but it's pretty loose, it's pretty not straight. And once Fred get over here with the other clean hinges, we'll throw the front end on and line it all up. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and just finesse this a little bit more, maybe even make my cut. But before we weld it, we'll have everything on, and then we'll make more progress. So me and Nikki was like, Fred was busy with other things, and then he called us earlier and said that he was testing his spacer. And then we were like, I bet you Fred's gonna show up with his CRX. Sure enough, he showed up with his CRX. I'm gonna show you guys Fred's CRX. If you guys have seen some of the meets, you guys probably seen a little bit of his car on the channel, but I kind of want to show you guys a little bit of Fred's car, kind of like all around. Oh, extra fancy with the power windows, bro. Mugen MF10s. This thing is so fire, so fire. Hey, me and Nikki were making a bet like you're gonna show up with the CRX, and sure enough, he showed up with the CRX.
Who won?
Oh, no, we both did. We were like, yo, he's gonna show up with a CRX. If he's working on a CRX, he's gonna show up with the CRX. I took a Rega Masters to Ardain, and Nilo's done my spoons. This car sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah, Buzz never come here on a Monday. Work early today. You got in there too, that's why. Huh? The old school, you know, the full one that with the slice. Okay, I lost my breath. That's going hella fast.
We got the support on the chassis side cut out, and not too much, just wherever I outlined it. So when I made the outline, I cut in front of the outline to give me a little bit more meat in front in case we, you know, we gotta like, you know, butt it up and it's too far or too short. We have a little bit to play with. So it looks like it lines up pretty well, right? My angle is a little bit down here, so if I trim that a little bit, it'll definitely close that gap right here a little bit, right? But also on top, I made a straight cut there, but the support itself is slanted, so I'm gonna have to trim this top corner a little bit to get that nice and flat. I do kind of have this exactly where it should be, but what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna line this whole entire front end, make sure everything is nice and flat against the frame, like the car rail itself. Get all nice and flat, probably put some self-tap screws in here and set up the front end of the car. My main concern is the fender gaps to the hood gap to the headlight gap. If all that looks good, the bumper and everything should bolt up and line up perfectly fine. So I'm gonna line this one more time and then we'll put the front end on.
Skilled trade professionals make nearly everything we do possible.
The exterior? Because then if I paint the engine bay the same, or I guess it has to be.
As long as your car is.
I know, but I saw this. Yeah, I think it's. Because it was good to do while I had the car.
All right, guys, so a quick little update here. Kind of went ham with the welds. We entirely welded the driver's side bucket onto the car. Like all of the spot welds that we drilled out, all welded up. So all these are gonna get dressed up. Like we're gonna, or probably you're gonna, I'm gonna leave my tool here with him, this little Chicago Electric belt sander. This right here is gonna allow him to get in between to get all the welds on the seam nice and flat, so it's seamless on this side. We're not worried about the welds on the back side because you're not gonna see it anyways. So the whole entire driver's side bucket is in place. You can see the whole entire car shaking. We lined up the front end and we procrastinated a couple times to make sure that we wanted it where we wanted it to be at before we welded it in place. So all this are gonna get grinded down underneath and then all primed up, and this is just going to be prepped for paint. We're not going to be painting this. You're probably going to do that when the motor comes out, right?
When it comes out, drop the motor and paint the bay.
Yeah, get it all nice and prepped up when he gets his car painted as a whole. So the last thing that I'm doing right now is the little side bracket right here. So I already trimmed this to fit, already grounded out. What I'm waiting for right now is the primer underneath to be all nice and dry, because I didn't want this to be bare metal, although water probably won't get in it. Rather be safe than sorry. This is trimmed up. You can see it lines up perfectly. Top, bottom, backside, inside, outside, the whole nine. And this is the last piece to weld on before we are done for the night. All right, guys, so we got that last piece welded on the driver's side bucket, and everything that needs to be welded is completely welded. The radius support for the driver's side, guys, is fully replaced, nice and firm, nice and sturdy, ready for prep and reassembly. So like I said, I didn't want to leave the video off not finishing the work, so we came back on day 2 to finish the job. And next, yeah, bro, this right here is literally what we needed to get out of the way to further make progress. Yeah, for sure. So I left some tools with him, some belt sanding strips, so he can start prepping all of the metal. I will be coming back here to you know, bring some of the primer stuff and some body filler to make this nice and seamless, so it looks like it's never been replaced. Although you guys, we all know that it's been replaced, but we're definitely going to try to clean it up to prevent it from the weather, although it's probably going to sit here for a little while. There's still a lot you need to do, like wheel bearing,
brakes, calipers, all that good
tie rods, all that stuff. He's going to change everything out and get this thing all nice and ready for the road when it is time to hit the road. So that is going to wrap it up for today's video. You know, I don't know when I'm going to be back here. I'm probably just going to let him do his thing, and then, you know, when we're ready for the next step, we'll come back here to do the body work before the reassembly, you know, on the headlights and fenders and all that good jazz. I am going to get back into the HFCRX. If you guys haven't seen the last video, we did the body work. There's a few things I need to do with the car before we get it into primer, and I'm hoping to do that this week, so that way we can get the car really ready for paint, because I really just need to get it out after further thinking, laying in bed and just trying to, you know, really map out all the projects and stuff that's on the driveway. So I want to get back on the CRX tomorrow, hopefully, and we'll be back here in the Higgins headquarters real soon. But again, this is going to be the end of the video. We are one big step ahead in this project, guys. And
get this shit done.
I know you guys definitely love the hatch content, because I see the views, I see the likes, I see all the comments. You guys wanted to see a hatchback. Here we are with the hatchback. I'm hoping to record more of the progress of this rebuild soon, so when he's ready to hit me up to come over here and put in some work, we'll definitely take you guys along. So that is going to be the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed today's update on the Higgins hatch. Be sure to leave a thumbs up if you guys did. If you guys want to stick around and see more, be sure to hit the subscribe button. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Quickly, guys, just got back home, got all my tools put back in the car, got my passenger seat back in my CRX. The homie Bernie stopped by and he dropped off a couple of valve covers for the builds. Definitely using that blue one right there in my wagon, or actually maybe the black one. Also went to the PO box this morning and got a package right here from, sorry if I butcher your name, Anwar, A-N-W-A-R, out of San Fernando, California. And I'm gonna say really quickly, your penmanship, pretty nice, pretty nice. Let's see what's inside. Start off with a note here real quick. What up, Static? I collect Hot Wheels and came across this one and thought I'd shoot it your way. I watch your videos as much as possible, boss, and I wanted to tell you to keep up the good work. Man, you're killing it. P.S. Wondering when you are going to get some EG content on the channel. Laugh out loud. I'm working on a 92 EG hatch K24 A2 swap. That's a Hot Wheel. Oh wow. Okay, so this is an 85 Honda CRX. I have a white one, but this is new. This is definitely going on the wall in my room. I don't think I've shown you guys my Hot Wheel collection that a lot of you guys have sent to me. Definitely gonna add this to the collection. Now, if you guys remember the junkyard K24 A2 video, I went and picked up the motor from the junkyard, kind of talking about a future project. Now, some stuff happened recently, and the car that I was supposed to get is no longer coming to the channel. So now I'm in the market for another vehicle, and I'll tell you guys right now that an EG is a possibility. It's a matter of finding the right deal. Thank you for this gift, man. Appreciate it. See you guys in the next video. Peace.